See, they don't come to Kola, we don't talk anything. Now they still go inside bush, now go declare across all the phone with the chop. Why?
Hello everyone, welcome once again to Think Tanks. My people, it has happened again. As protests in Nigeria lately has been back to back. Yes, youths of Igbo community in the Federal Capital Territory has taken to the streets to protest against the forceful takeover of their land by the military in that area. I'm going to be showing you what exactly happened in that community. But before I do that, I'd like us to jump right into the Nigerian Bar Association conference that was held just a few hours ago, where Ngozi Okonjo and Iweala mounted the podium and schooled the likes of the Vice President of Nigeria in the person of Shettima. We also had the Lagos State Governor and other creme de la creme. Yes, it is said that a city that is set upon a hill cannot be hid. The truth is that if you have wisdom, even the high and mighty will sit down to learn from you. The video has also gained media attention, and I'd like you to take a look at how she has reprimanded Nigerian lawyers who have become accomplices in the failures of the Nigerian government. Please, intentionally do well to drop your thoughts in the comment section. Also do well to hit the like button so that YouTube can recommend this video for more people to get to see. Don't go anywhere. I'll be coming back to give you my own thoughts about it.
During President Obasanjo's second term, we carried out strong structural reforms very similar to Peru's. A $30 billion external debt was cleared, that was mentioned earlier. The central bank was made independent. The multiple exchange rate regime became a thing of the past as a flexible, rational, managed float regime was put in place. An oil price-based fiscal rule was also put in place, along with a medium-term expenditure framework, leading to a strong accumulation of savings and foreign exchange reserves. We discussed and observed national guidelines to enable sustainable debt levels, with a target for debt to GDP ratio not to exceed 33 to 40%, suitable for a country at Nigeria's stage of development, and debt service to revenue ratio not to exceed 33%. Actual debt to GDP and debt service to revenue numbers were far below these national guidelines. These policies were maintained under subsequent administrations of Yar'Adua and Jonathan, and even more reforms were carried out to strengthen and modernize the economy. Strong social safety nets were built, well-targeted social programs such as Shopee, You Win, and Saving 1 Million Lives, the latter targeting pregnant women and children. Am I saying that these administrations were perfect? Of course not. They had their problems, imperfections, and challenges. And as a finance minister, I was part of struggling with those challenges. But there was a consistency of policy that led to the economic numbers I quoted earlier in this speech. What I'm saying is this: maintaining good economic and social policies, that is, maintaining policy consistency, and adding more reforms on top of that will lead us along the path of good progress that we all desire. As we know, our political leaders have thus far never been able to agree to stick to a common set of principles and policies that deliver on a consistent basis for citizens, irrespective of ethnic group or political persuasion. And our big civil society groups like the NBA have not been able to hold politicians accountable. And I'm not going to flatter you, because segments of our legal system have also become beholden to those same politicians. But it is never too late to do the right thing. Instead of fighting over who gets what share of an ever smaller cake, it's about time this country had a meeting of all parties to agree a social contract that can help us focus on baking a larger cake. Wow. I will devote my remaining remarks to looking at potential elements of such a social contract. In line with my comparative advantage as an economist, I will focus on economic policies, so I'll offer a few thoughts on related areas as well. Note that I'm not trying to be exhaustive on what constitutes a social contract, just to give you some examples. Let me say here that trust will be a prerequisite for any social contract for rebuilding Nigeria. meeting our economic development challenges, and building a brighter future for the rising generations of young people. All political parties, all ethnic groups will have to honor this contract, no matter who is in government. The importance of trust in our country, given its size and diversity, has been clear since day one. Even before independence, in his first speech as Prime Minister in 1957, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa said, and I quote, "The peoples of Nigeria must be united to enable this country to play a full part in shaping the destiny of mankind. It is the duty of all of us to work for unity and encourage members of all our communities to live together in peace and harmony. The way to do this is to create understanding, mutual respect, and trust." This is Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa in 1957. Trust comes not from words, but from deeds. That is from accomplishing things together, building together. A social contract could become a basis for the virtuous circles of reform, growth, peace, security, and trust that have too long eluded us. Turning now to potential ingredients of that social contract, the first element should be a shared understanding that we must prioritize the security of lives, property, and national assets. We cannot have economic or social development without security, and we certainly cannot have security without development. We all know that. Security has been weaponized in our country for political purposes by political actors, leading partly to the difficult situation we have now. We have politicians who believe that the best way to make their opponents look bad is to instigate insecurity, making it look like they can't govern, regardless of whether this leads to loss of life and property of innocent Nigerians. This has to stop. A second aspect of security relates to security of national assets. Nigerians have seen for years how organized crude oil theft on a massive scale seriously undermines the economic and financial health of the country. All Nigerians must agree that stealing of our national assets of any type is intolerable and must be stopped. How can we be struggling to see how to strengthen our foreign exchange reserves with the governor of the central bank working so hard on this, when so much is being lost through oil theft? There is so much technology available now to track such theft, and there must be no more excuses for inaction.
You've seen it for yourself. Now let's jump right into Igbo community in the Federal Capital Territory to hear firsthand from a resident who is also an elder statesman in that community and has gone ahead to explain what exactly the issues are and why they believe that the Nigerian military does not have the right to take over their land by force.
You don't have won them. Last month, we have won the case. They don't have papers, they don't have anything, and this place originally belongs to aviation, not Navy or Army.
All right, like he said the issues why we came out for protest is because of the Navy, that the soldiers, that they just came, they said we should leave their lands after some arguments and some meetings in towns. Then they stopped disturbing us there and now went to our farmlands disturbing us. And that's why I'm going to National Assembly. I case what is the National Assembly? Abu Gahaba, Bab, Subalimu, Mukasa Mune, Mujoko, Akinazemu. Now the people of the Abu Bab. After making that back, go back with the Yazamuyans, move at Nigeria. All right. But after several seasons, I think the issue gets to the National Assembly and they come to a conjunction that they should leave the indigenous alone. understand? Because after asking them for several evidence which they could not provide, then the National Assembly ruled the case out by telling them that that the land belongs to aviation.
You've seen it for yourself. Now, let me take up one or two of the issues that Ngozi Okonjo and Iweala said in that NBA conference. Just like Nyesom Wike said some time ago when he had an issue with one of the senior advocates of Nigeria. It's very unfortunate that most of our lawyers have also become accomplices in the failures of the state of Nigeria. Yes, like Nyesom Wike said, have you ever seen a lawyer that rejects a brief? Especially when it has to do with this rascality among Nigerian politicians, all in a bid to get their own little crumb of the cake. Most lawyers go ahead to file suits that they know that has nothing to do with the constitutional authority of Nigeria. And this is a call for the Nigerian Judicial Council, the Nigerian Bar Association to do well to nip these lawyers to the bud. Because the truth is that when these politicians understand that lawyers are always available to file cases, even when they are wrong, they'll keep taking all the monies to them. And how can the Nigerian state develop further? The truth of the matter is that regardless of how equipped any military is, it can never curb what we call hunger, poverty, and illiteracy. And this is one of the major causes and failures of any nation. The people are not sure of their next meal. People are not sure of what will happen to them tomorrow. People are, you can see the hunger protest that is rocking the nation of Nigeria. What do you expect them to do? In as much as I do not support people going ahead to break down critical infrastructure or to steal crude oil, the truth is that the government must take the bull by the horn to educate the people and provide the necessary amenities before we talk about putting a stop to these things. Please intentionally do well to drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get to know what you think about the words of Ngozi Okonjo Iweala and the actions of the Nigerian military in the Igbo community, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. And we shall continually be here to serve you. Many thanks indeed to all our viewers and returning subscribers. We truly do not take it lightly. My name again is Moses and this is Think Tank TV. See you on our next video. Bye for now.